welcome back to another episode of World of Darkness, Dark Ages. So I'm just gonna go over last time. So last time, Graviel, Viktor, Sir Umber, and Leander journeyed to the prison with the deputy sheriff and Lord Louis. Before the rest got there, Graviel had an unwanted conversation with something deep inside him, something Anatoly may have stirred up. Once the rest arrived, they discussed surveillance of the prison before entering, and they had no idea what was in store. When they entered, there were signs of a multitude of deaths within the cages of the prison. Men, both guards and prisoners alike, hung from the tops of their cells, throats slit, and let to bleed like stuck pigs. Upon ascending the staircase to the main office, a sight of a concluded ritual lay before the group. 3 ash piles at 3 tips of the pentagram, along with 2 human corpses at the other tip, were in their sights. Of course, Anatoly was there. He's always there. He gave a vague description of what happened, though no one is exactly sure. What is sure, however, is that the ash piles belong to Father Ezekiel and his 2 compatriots. Anatoly did confirm that someone had left the scene. A woman with white blondish hair, yellow eyes, a slight pig nose, and wearing a red dress. The scroll was found that bore the seal around the father's neck. Inside the scroll was an invitation to a tavern called Hell's Kitchen in the center of Paris. Sir Umber also found a book of summoning with a page torn out regarding how to bind and send back a demon. As Viktor collected the skulls of the slain in the prison cell block, the others discussed visiting the tavern. After they all parted ways, and the deputy promised to contact them if the sheriff wished the tavern to be investigated. And a special request. So a week has passed since you all went to the prison. There's been no word from the deputy sheriff in that time. None of you have received any word at all. The sheriff was near impossible to get a hold of. There's no gather scheduled for another few weeks. And Anatoly was surprisingly absent from Graviel's life. All seemed quiet until you all receive a scroll of summoning from Lord Dupuis, the Seneschal of Paris. He has requested that all of you come to Sir Bernard's home on the morrow. Give me one moment. There. Alright. Go over. So you all arrive eventually at the deputy's home. Though it seems like the deputy is unfortunately nowhere in sight. You are greeted with both the sheriff and eventually, unfashionably late, Seneschal Dupuis. The sheriff looks not the happiest at this point, especially with Seneschal Dupuis there. And as you all enter and kind of eventually gather, he looks to you all and kind of explains what's going on. So, sorry about the lack of communication and everything. There's been a bit of an issue regarding the whole tavern summoning thing. And he looks over to the Seneschal with a bit of a sour look on his face. Unfortunately, the deputy went to investigate on my behest, and he hasn't come back since.
What a surprise.
Yes, unfortunately, he thought he could handle it, and maybe he did. I don't know, but he hasn't reported back in a few days now, actually.
Likely he has met their final death. That man is not strong enough for such by himself.
And the seneschal frowns and looks to the sheriff and looks to you all. Yes, unfortunately, he was told to just investigate. But we assume that he might have entered the premises alone against advisement. We request, and unfortunately, I had to pry this information out of the sheriff's hands. That's the group of you go off and investigate this Hell's Kitchen place to see exactly what is going on and see if you can maybe find some sort of trace of the deputy.
Why us? Why not the sheriff?
The sheriff scratches his cheek. Well, I've kind of got a few other situations to handle, and you guys seem pretty capable so far. So I thought you guys could maybe, finish this whole thing, considering that's what I'm paying you guys to do eventually.
Have we received any sort of payment or compensation at all from any of this?
No?
Beastman, have you been paid? I have not been paid.
I don't do this to be paid. I do it for the hunt. And because it is something my prince must request of us.
Or perhaps, maybe if we do this for the greater good of the people, that would be enough as well, I think.
What people?
The people all around us. You do not think that these people deserve to be spared such a gruesome death or gruesome life?
No.
They are useful as prey. I care not what happens to them. Again, it is only because the court requests this that I am here.
Well, regardless, I think that perhaps it would be best if we are to look into this. I think it is best if we do so right away instead of standing around.
Moses kind of looks at the other two. What will you do if Sir Bernard is gone? Will you need another deputy?
Yeah. I mean, if he's not around and it's surprisingly hard to find help, yeah, I'm gonna need a new deputy. Also, I mean, that prison that you guys found, we ended up getting it cleaned up, and I know the whole thing about you wanting a place of your own. The prince has given me some leeway to give you that domain. Have it to yourself.
Is it so?
And the seneschal unfortunately nods. Yes, I do not know why the prince has granted you such things, but it is as he says.
Well, you could go looking yourself, Sintijo.
And he frowns at you, Moses, and crosses his arms. Do you really think that sort of thing, to look into these taverns, these happenings, is my job?
Moses gives a sidelong smile. No. I think they would seem the strongest to look after these things. And put it down if need be. I'm sure there's scribe work for you to be done.
Seneschal actually bares his hackles a little bit at you for reining it in and taking a deep breath and calming down. It's a good thing that the prince apparently likes you, because I would not stand for these kind of things. Kind of insolence.
He just shrugs. Very well, Sheriff. I will look at this with the others. Kind of looks to Viktor and Graviel and kind of notices the other kindred for a moment. Who is do?
I am Sir Umber.
Sir, you're a knight then?
That I am.
Of what order?
Oh, which one would you pick? I've been around.
Scratches the back of his head, confused. Kind of looks back to the sheriff. Waits. As seems to be unimpressed with those answers from the knight.
Sheriff looks back at you a bit all dejected. The seneschal's glaring over at him. Seems to be kind of watching his every move, what he does. Definitely seems to be a lot more cowed than he usually is. Well, just to kind of give you a heads up on some of the stuff the Tremere were telling us about this whole thing. If there is a demon there, just be careful. Apparently they're kind of tricky. The whole demon worshippers and all that, they're kind of a sour kind. So, just look out. They might have recruited some.
Well, from the way that the prison looked, it did not look like it was interested in recruiting at all.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just those guys. Who knows? But I'll leave all this in your capable hands. And me and the seneschal are gonna do some talking, apparently. And the seneschal nods. And as he leaves, he looks to Moses and kind of leans in. Unfortunately, though I do not like you, depending on some of the talks that happen, there might be a new sheriff position available, depending.
He kind of turns and looks at the seneschal and very interesting. What would these things be?
Mostly about his current behavior, his organization of things behind the back of the prince, shucking off his job so someone else does it, you know.
Well, I can tell you, certainly doing that.
Good to know. No, depending on how you're doing, or how you do this evening, keep me informed. Let me know what's going on, and I'll let the prince know. Yes?
Very well.
And the seneschal gives a slight smile before exiting with the sheriff, leaving just the four of you.
Well, where do we sit then?
Where is this tavern?
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't suppose it could be all that hard to find.
The Hell's Kitchen Tavern. Didn't it leave directions in the note?
That is correct, actually. We shall fetch this parchment, this invitation.
Well,
I shall be off then. Graviel
Which one? Go ahead.
just turn to get. I can't imagine he brought the invitation with him. So I think he's going to go and retrieve it at his manor. Unless anyone has one.
There's only the one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but I think you just have it in place.
So Graviel, you head out alone to your manor?
Yeah.
So the rest of you are waiting there for probably a good half an hour before Graviel shows back up with a note.
Well, are we ready to go then?
Yes, I think that we are good to go then. I believe the directions seem to indicate that it is in Paris.
You're already in Paris.
Right.
What district?
It says basically in the heart of Paris. So like right in kind of like the very dense core.
Everything seems to indicate that it is basically right in the middle. Paris.
Then let's go for a walk. Victor will cloak himself and head out the door.
yeah,
Alright,
Moses
so-
follows.
Graviel also turns to follow.
And William will follow.
Alright. So y'all head out into the alleyway. All into the streets and everything. There we go. So as you walk to the tavern, the buildings get more condensed. There's a little more foot traffic in this area. Many drunk men and women flitting to and from pubs, whores catcalling men from darkened alleys, dogs barking and rats squeaking. The stench of piss and shit is much more prominent deep in the heart of Paris. The peasants seem to be having a good time this eve. Much merriment is carried through the air, as all the humans seem preoccupied by their own frivolous acts. None notice the group of you traveling together. You slip down the alleys and make your way down the winding path that leads to Hell's Kitchen. You aren't exactly sure what's sticking to the underside of your boots, or feet in Victor's case, but it does not feel pleasant through the fabric. You see no one else as you walk down the path until you hear light footsteps up ahead. They seem to be coming towards you.
Moses instinctually puts his hand on the hilt of his sword.
Victor will start to sniff the air.
You can tell it's definitely humans. And there's this very light scent, almost kind of like a purish scent, in kind of this, almost a stench that surrounds you. It's coming from the direction that the feet are coming from.
Put my hand on Moses' shoulder.
Pray. Something's strange.
Well, let us see. You there,
What kind of-
Spaniard. You do the talking?
Yes, I suppose that I can. And Graviel will take the lead.
Did you say something, Ghost, or I cut you off?
No, you're good. I was asking what kind of scent to clarify.
So it's kind of almost a pure scent, kind of mixed with what seems like wine, almost.
Drunks. Victor would just.
They appear to be enjoying the festivities.
Well, so many of the people around here seem to be doing the same, so why would these ones be any different?
They'll be different when we have to kill them and stuff them in the barrel. If you aren't able to get them out of our way.
I think I would be able to get rid of them, and we shall see. I'll be quiet, they approach.
So are you two hiding or standing out in the open?
I mean, it would be more suspicious to hide, I think, so I think we're just proceeding unless somebody else is doing something different.
Nope, I'm just walking down the middle of the
Yeah, I just walk.
alleyway.
Alright. So as you walk, the footsteps get closer. The argument gets a bit louder. It's not very obvious what they're saying, but you kind of hear things like they have to find her and such. And as you keep walking, you see two gentlemen, both clothed in kind of priest's wear, both with large crosses around their neck, padding down the path. Kind of a heated argument between the two of them, which stops very quickly when they see the four of you.
Graviel just gives a small nod. Good evening.
And the one with very much younger brown hair, he's got kind of a more innocent look about him, while the other's definitely a lot older, more haggard. Got that pointed hat on him, and he's got a staff containing, it's got a cross on it. All of you can see kind of under, or strapped to their sides, they do have what looks like a pouch there, and what looks like stakes attached to their sides. And the two of them look at all of you and frown. And the one with brown hair, the younger one, looks to you all. What are you doing here?
Graviel just kind of walks another half a step. We're simply enjoying the night air, leaving a night of merriment and festivity. And you?
Of course you're enjoying the night. Gives you a look up and down. We know you're kind. We know what you do. But we're not after you.
Excuse me. Who exactly are you after? And what?
The prison.
The prison?
Yes. We know your kind was there. There was traces.
And what?
You know what we seek.
Perhaps. But if you have no business with us, then we have no business with you. So we will be on our way.
Well, if you somehow find her, because your kind apparently is beating us to the punch in this, come to the church. St. Matthew's. He'll kind of give a brief, kind of point out where it is. You can see kind of a cathedral off in the distance.
And why would we do that?
Why indeed?
Because you don't know how to handle this. You don't know how to handle demons.
We'll handle them the same way we handle your kind. Pray. Be off.
And the one with brown hair smiles. Well, we look forward to sweeping up your ash piles. And with that, they'll turn down one of the alleyways and make their way down into the darkness.
Should we go kill them? The darker the better.
Not worth our energy. They are stronger than they appear. We will need all our strength if we are to face the demon.
Yes, I agree with Viktor on this.
Besides, it's not like we can't find them later and inflict such ills upon them as they seek to do to us.
Their ash pile is in St. Matthew's Church.
Well, now that that business is done, back to it.
So I'm just gonna pause briefly because I think Sim lost connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Victor's gonna make sure, or not Victor, whatever my guy, Moses will hang in the back when they leave and make sure these guys aren't following.
Alright, give me a perception plus alertness roll. Difficulty 7.
Reroll those two.
The 10s? Yes. Oh.
Oh,
I'll roll that, damn.
man on fire.
So you got 3 successes. I get to roll. I got 2 and an exploding dark. First guy. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so as you're hanging in the back, you do actually notice kind of their figures following the group of you. Very, very far behind. but they are following you.
Moses waves, particularly to Victor. They are following us. They are keeping their distance, but they are following us.
Well, perhaps they should die tonight. If they get much closer, let me know. We will steal off, ambush them in the dark, tear them to pieces. The smart mouth one, the young one, that one is mine.
Moses just kind of shrugs. Perhaps we just simply take them to the sheriff's house. Lead them inside. They'll think they found something.
Perhaps. We are so close to our destination already. We miss our chance if we get lost traveling them somewhere else.
Yes. And perhaps, maybe they are so unfortunate as to stumble into the Hell's Kitchen and meet an unfortunate doom themselves. Anyway.
If they try to close, let us know. And we will kill them in the streets.
Very well. Should we pause for Sim, or...
Yes. Yeah, let's pause for some.
Take mine. Just wait till he gets back.
Let's just wait till.
I say we wound this one greatly and then leave him for the hunters.
Ah!
I know you're not a knight, liar.
A knight would have seen this coming. Tonight is not your night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait. Just be like, yeah, you should do this, Yeah, don't worry about it. Just come stand over here. Break his fucking legs!
It's broken. It's fucking broken.
Look at my pinky. Look at my pinky. See, this is how your leg should be, but this is how it is right here. Look how it's bent.
Oh no.
As God is my witness, this man is broken in half.
To shreds, you say? And his wife.
That's a good Futurama drop.
Oh, Timothy.
Might have to be a backseat drive for the homeboy until he gets back.
Shameful. Yeah, I'll give it another few minutes and then.
If only he had 6 or 8 cores. Come on.
Detroit internet for you.
I don't think CPU cores are gonna save his internet from being shitty.
I thought he said that he said his CPU was running.
Yeah, but
Earlier.
he lost internet today.
Yeah.
And just now.
Probably some of that Flint water burned his internet cable.
Oh shit, I spilled my water.
It's eating a hole through my table. Ah!
Instead of coffee, he just drinks Flint water.
Same effect. Is that black coffee you're having? No, this is water. Ah, I
Only when
see.
you drink the Flint water, you grow more eyes. It's weird.
Better to see you with, my dear.
Look deep into my ass.
How do you think his beard got so fucking magnificent?
Flint water.
If I went over there and had one glass, I'd actually have like 3 or 4 hairs on my
Oh,
face.
damn. Get to getting, TD.
Look deep into the IRS.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, people in Flint are undergoing a new stage of human evolution. Is what it is.
The government knows best.
They're like, ah, we can save ourselves years of research.
Yeah, just watch how they go.
Let's just watch Flint become a subspecies of humanity.
Super mutants are real
The
guys.
first mutants showed up in Flint, Michigan, circa 2020, after residents were forced to ingest contaminated water for more than, what has it been, 6 years at this point?
It was a long time.
Long time before it was discovered, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they've been drinking contaminated water for years. Them boys about to have 4 arms and 12 eyes.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that
The
people are
Flint,
like,
the Flint master race.
people are like, no, I'm not going to drink the water, but I'm going to drink the pop off tap. What? That's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
You're just
you're
putting
just drinking
syrup in.
carbonated garbage.
Mm.
Those are the ones who become the true wonderkin, the highest level of Flint mutant. They drink the soda instead. It's like that fucking picture you see where it's like elevated levels of thinking. You're firing more synapses. You drink the soda. All neural synapses fire, and you just become this fucking beast of a man or woman.
Oh no. Identify as Wonderkin.
You become fucking Spider Daedra in
Oh,
human
no.
form.
Oh no.
That
Alright.
walks on 8 legs and definitely isn't human.
Oh, alright, so don't know if someone's coming back, but if you can join back,
Yeah.
you can continue.
Backseat that boy, it's fine.
Backseat came in. That's alright. Alright, and back into it. So, you keep an eye out as you travel, and Moses, you don't notice them getting any closer. They seem to be thinking that they're at a distance.
While we're walking along, are there any splits or alleyways or anything
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's very, it's all alleyways here at this point.
Sir Umber, perhaps, since you know where we're going as well, you could mislead these two and then double back around after you've lost them.
Sir Umber nods. Sir Umber nods, and he goes off one way, going down one of the alleyways, from the group of you. And let's see. So Moses, you notice the older gentleman seems to follow Sir Umber, while the younger one still stays on all of your tails.
The old one followed him. Kind of waves to Sir Umber, not remembering his name already. The young one still follows us. Easy prey if we wish it.
If necessary. Now that they've been split, it will be easier to deal with. Let us see how bold the young one gets.
Moses nods and hangs in the back.
So as you continue to travel, the younger priest does not seem to approach you at all. He seems to keep a distance, sticking to the shadows. But no matter kind of how he follows, where he hides, Moses, you are able to keep track of him. Very quickly, you do arrive at what you think to be the entrance to Hell Kitchen. It is down a very narrow corridor. Before you get there, if Graviel would like to try something.
Yeah. How do I go about rolling that? Is it charisma and empathy?
Let's give me one moment. Which level of dementation are you using?
2.
Ew. Soul
That's
hunting.
strong.
So you have to talk to him. Brief speech.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. That's my.
Hmm.
Okay. 1 second.
There's incubus humor. Do it in sightline. Amplifying their temperament to a fever pitch.
I was actually, yeah, no, Soul Haunt is what I was aiming for, but I was reading the wrong one. So yeah, I was going to attempt to flood him with visions, perhaps.
Let's see. That's definitely, it's soul haunting, but you do have to talk to him.
Okay, so I'd have to actually be talking to him in person, not just invading his mind.
Yeah, it would be you have to speak to him. Even if you lag behind to give him a few words, that'd be fine. But that is up to you.
Okay. Now, what's the incubus? I'm trying to read, I'm sorry. We can continue on if it's not entirely necessary. If the soul haunting was available, then I was going to try that.
So basically, you can either have mild irritation can be fanned into rage with an inflammation of yellow bile, or brief melancholia into crippling depression with an inflammation of black bile. Basically, you can have these inflammations and they can last for a few weeks. So basically, bringing their inner kind of turmoils outwards into sickness.
That's the incubus one. Alright, let's just go for that. I want to try and slow this guy down and get him off our trail.
Okay. So you lag behind as the other two go ahead, yes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. You lag behind Moses. I'm assuming you've maybe pointed out where the young man is?
Yeah, he just... What are you doing?
I want to try something on this man. I want to perhaps get rid of him.
Well, we can do that right now. Kinda touches the hilt of his blade.
Without killing him, if possible.
Where's the fun in that?
I think you may find great pleasure in what I might be doing.
Oh, very well.
Moses just points him out among the shadows. There.
Thank you. And he just kind of drifts back a little bit and drops in. If there's any kind of shadow, he's just going to creep back into the shadowy area. I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah, there's lots of shadows here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of drift into one of the shadows.
So the younger priest continues to follow Moses and Viktor, not noticing you, Graviel, in the shadows, and gets to the point where actually the priest is very preoccupied by following Moses and Viktor, that he actually slips in unknowingly in beside you, and he pops his head out kind of around the corner just to stare at Moses. He continues to walk.
In that case, I am going to try and whisper to him then.
Are you using soul haunting then?
Yeah, that's possible.
Mhm.
Let's see.
So you roll manipulation plus empathy.
Mhm. What's the TN?
TN. One moment. Difficulty is 5 actually.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Oh,
4, 6. Oh,
four
oh
successes.
no.
It's a minus.
Okay.
Any bad.
Yeah, it's a whole month.
Whoa.
So tell me exactly what kind of vision, everything that this man received.
This man is going to receive visions of the other man that he was just traveling with.
Mhm.
That man actually being a vampire and turning on him, on the younger man. And so he has this vision of this man, the other man, being behind and taking a bite into flesh or neck and draining him one night, just kind of creeping from the shadow.
And what do you say to him to kind of invoke these visions?
Betrayal, death, anger. These are the ways of yours. Deception. And then he'll just fade back into the shadow.
And you can see the priest pale even in the darkness. And he kind of stumbles back more into the open there. And he looks absolutely horrified, gripping his neck, rubbing it. God, I've got to tell the others. Kind of panics. He looks around. He looks to Moses. Looks like he wants to follow him, almost like he's gonna run after him. Turns back around. Get to the church. Get to the church. And he takes off in a full sprint away from you all and runs down another path down to an alley towards the cathedral in the distance.
Graviel watches him as he leaves. And he just takes a deep breath and his head twitches a little bit to the side. He attempts to compose himself momentarily. And then steps out and begins to, at a brisk pace, to try and catch up.
So you eventually catch up, and by that time you are outside a door here. It was kind of a path, very narrow alleyway, and above it in red lettering is the words Hell's Kitchen. And Moses, you noticed as you walked, you could see the young priest kind of dart out from the darkness, turn around and go running.
Yes, Gabrielle returns. Well,
Graviel looks almost physically sick. I think I may have either sent that young man to his death, or perhaps would be tearing their faction in pieces. Either way, he will not be returning for some time, I think.
Moses looks to Victor and nods. Well, I did not know that you could do such a thing.
Yes, the Spaniard has many dangers about him. He just chooses not to do them. Too soft at heart. Very soft at heart for one whose heart doesn't beat, Graviel.
Perhaps it is soft, perhaps it is hard, and by the many years that I have endured the pain that grows there.
One day you'll let go, Spaniard. It'll be the most beautiful thing you've ever done. But perhaps not today.
I truly hope that day never comes. Lest I become more like Anatoly. I think no world should have to endure another.
On that we agree.
Graviel just looks at both of them and arcs an eyebrow. Well, shall we proceed?
Yes.
Moses just turns, grabs the ring on the door, and yanks it open.
Right. So as you yank it open, right as you open the door, hear a blast, music and merriment. It's not heard before. Closed door. And inside this room is actually a very full tavern. Most of the tables are filled with men, women drinking. And they seem to be having a very good time here. Behind the bar is a very solemn man with long hair, sad eyes. He seems to be just serving drink after drink. And there's a beautiful woman dressed in red running around from table to table, going to the bar, grabbing drinks, smiling at everyone. Everyone seems to be having a good time inside. And as you close the door, no one seems to pay any mind to you. Except the woman. She turns her attention to the three of you, smiling widely. And she comes over after laying another 2 drinks down onto the table and giving a wave to some of her customers. And she walks over to the group of you. Welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you all finally made it. She's got a very large smile on her face.
Moses just looks at her dumbfounded.
Oh, please, come in. There's a table in the corner. You can all sit down. I can bring you something, whatever you'd like. Meat, wine. She looks over at Viktor. Maybe some skulls to take home.
Victor will look at her.
I can think of a few I have in mind. We'll humor you.
Fantastic. Come with me. And she'll lead the group of you over to a table in the corner. And she'll let you all sit down. So,
Is anything particularly strange about this place?
everyone.
Other than the obvious.
Yeah, other than the obvious. Literally, besides the man behind the bar, who is eyeing all of you, no one here is paying any attention to any of you. Even with your strange looks. Especially you, Viktor. Especially in this light, it's easy to see. There's no one paying any attention. They all seem to be very absorbed in themselves.
Yeah, I'll look around and take note of that. And pull up a chair.
Can I invoke the use of aspects? I just want to see if I can gauge what I'm actually, the people that are here.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is do It's like a sheet real. Yeah, give me a perception plus. Gonna do alertness check, and difficulty is gonna be 7. But it's gonna be.
Okay.
Oh god.
7. Oops. So that's like maximum for soul sight.
Reroll that 10.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Roll it
Oh
again.
no.
Yeah.
My eye, it is open. 7 successes.
That's pretty good. You might need it. One second. Oh my goodness.
You got a 10 in there. Nope.
Yeah. So 3 successes. It's supposed to be something. And she looks over to you, Graviel, with a little bit of a frown on her face. That's not very nice. Really shouldn't be
Graviel.
looking into things that hard.
Graviel just gets kind of a little half smirk and puts his fingers to his lips, and then he arcs an eyebrow to her. Well, perhaps it is you who are not the very kind one presenting all of these to us, or to anyone who enters. Jess?
Do you wish it gone?
Perhaps, if you don't mind, I think it would be best if we rid ourselves of these illusions.
And she'll give a bit of a wave of her hand towards the group of people having their merriment, and in one fell swoop, they all quickly disappear, leaving no traces of them except a few glasses that are on the table. Still full. And she sits across from you all at the table, crossing her legs, putting her hands on her knee, staring at all of you.
Graviel just looks to her. Why did you feel the need to deceive us upon entering?
To keep up pretenses when anyone comes in.
But you knew who we were as soon as we entered, Jess?
Yes, I have heard of you. I assumed you would come. Looking for your friend, most likely.
I wouldn't describe him as such.
Of course not. You're not one for friends, are you, Viktor?
Not particularly.
Especially not one as weak as that fool.
You are right, he was very weak. Unfortunately, a bit of a mess to clean up. Luckily, Gabriel over here, and she points to the man with long hair behind the bar who's still there, cleaned it up for me. Now, unfortunately, your weak friend did a few things before I could dispose of him, and unfortunately, I'm a little bit stuck here right now. And she actually points over towards the door, and you didn't really notice as you came in because you came in very quickly, but there is a small line of salt where the doorway is. Unfortunately, he did a little bit of research, apparently, before visiting me.
And what makes you think that we... Why should we do this for you?
Well, you don't have to do anything for me. That's perfectly fine. You can just get up and leave here, leave me to my business, as occasionally people come in, which is nice. I do like visitors. Or you can assist me in exchange for maybe something all of you might want.
Ah,
What do you have that you could possibly tempt us with? Power?
And
Clearly you are bound, and you have your limitations, just as we do.
it's true. I have my limitations. I, for now, cannot leave here. But if I am freed from this place, that salt removed, who says I'm to leave? I do like it here, fortunately. But what I can offer you is things that you might all want. As I have a slight idea of what you might like. And she looks over to Viktor. Like you. One who is created and your kind create horrible acts by those who you used to call master. I know things that you deeply desire. It's very obvious. You want power, and though I cannot offer you the ability to easily bear your own, I can offer you no more loneliness. I can offer you the ability to easily recruit, get what you want, and even the secrets of creating your own, if you so wish.
And the power to destroy my enemies.
Of course.
Victor crosses his arms and looks to be deep in thought.
And she looks over to Moses. And you. I know what you want. You have seen these men, these other kindred, promise you things. A castle. Have they delivered?
not yet.
Not yet. If they have not delivered yet, what makes you so sure that they ever will?
All I need to do is tell them that you are trapped here. They will send the Tremere to bind you or destroy you or whatever they will do, and then I will have it.
Yes, but these are only words, Moses. Only words. I can offer you something right now. Something solid, something to show you that I am being truthful in my word and that I will keep it.
And what is that?
I can give you the power to take your own place, to make your own place, to have others follow you. create your own order.
Your words, as you say.
Yes, but right now, I can give you that power. I won't make you wait for weeks at a time. I won't give you empty promises. I won't not speak to you for days at a time. Right here, right now, this evening, I can give you what you want.
And what is that power?
That power is... How do I describe it? The absolute power to take whatever you want. Instead of waiting on others, relying on others.
He is straddling the bench and kind of looking at her. Sounds too good to be true.
It does. It does, doesn't it? But, like I said, I can give it to you this evening. That is no lie. If it does not work out, fine. Do what you need to. And she looks up at Viktor.
I will move this salt.
Perfect.
Goes to push past to head towards the door.
Moses stands up and turns to face Viktor, looking up at him. Beastman, I would hold yourself for a moment. Deals with these types, they'll never go so well for those who make the deals if you have not seen.
Jess, listen to Moses. Remember the souls and those lost, the prison, the jail. Those were kindred.
Yes.
They resurrected her, and they were slaughtered.
They sought to bind her. Neither
Perhaps.
of you know what it is like. You were not made the way that I was. Made to be a guard dog, watchdog. Jameer disgusts me.
Well, we are all bound in our own ways. Look at me, bound to Anatoly, bound to always this inner turmoil. Always have it, it's always there. We all have our desires. We all have our binding. We all have flaws. We all have things that we wish to be rid of and wish to have more of. But I beseech you, I urge you not to listen to this creature. She whispers poison into your ear. She will bind you to her and you will be a dog again. That's really what you want.
Take power, do not receive it. Do that by destroying the Tamir on your own. Not with her aid. What aid would it be? She says that she has proof. She only strings us along with lies until you sweep the salt. And then she does what she wills.
Jess, look at what happened when we came here. Illusions, lies all around us. We are met that way. What makes you think that things will be different afterwards?
She frowns. Listen, I know none of you know much about my kind. But once we make a promise, we are bound to keep it. No, I did not slaughter those within the prison, Graviel. It was your kind that did. I did not choose to come here, but here I am. And I have not made any promises to you yet, as I know what you want. I know you want to be free from this madness, to be free from Anatoly. Yeah?
Those are things I think anybody can see or know within moments of meeting Anatoly, I think.
But you value human life so much, yet you've seen cause so much death and grief around you. Do you always want to feel like this, Graviel? Because you will.
This is something I know and I go with.
Why do you take this burden? If it can be, if I can lift it from you.
Graviel just throws a hand up. Don't wish to hear more of your lie. Don't wish to hear more of your words. The venom spews from your mouth.
None of it's lies, Graviel. All truth. I have no reason. Well, I do have reason to lie to you, to get out. But if you make the deal with me now, I will give you what you want before you sweep that salt away. But once I give it to you, you must do what I ask.
Jason, not be bound to you.
Only thing I ask is that you come visit me once in a while. I'll still be here. I don't plan on leaving. I just enjoy having the freedom to go where I please. Do you not agree, Viktor?
I do. And with that, I will try to fly to the other end of the room to sweep away the salt as quickly as I can. What are you two doing?
Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to do some dementation on him.
What are you doing?
I am going to attempt to do the soul haunting.
Alright. So you're making a manipulation plus empathy, and Viktor, what is your perception plus self-control?
Oh boy. Let's take a look. Perception is 2. Where is self-control? I don't see where self-control is.
I think that's down by your courage and stuff.
By your will and everything.
I mean, my
Yeah,
will.
it should be right above your blood pool
Mhm.
and stuff, and off to the right.
I have willpower of.
So
I have a
it's
willpower
under
of
virtues. So
virtues, yep,
under
Yeah.
advantages
Yeah.
on your sheet.
on the far right. Oh,
I have
you know,
conviction, instinct, and
Oh,
courage.
oh,
Courage, then. Yeah.
yep.
So 6.
Yep. So difficulty 6. Reroll those
Am
10.
I able to spend any kind of blood or anything like that for this? Probably not. I don't know that I'm able to.
System. Let's see. Precise. Fast. From visions take up, but they take a -2 bit. So basically, you're gonna be.
5.
Oh god. So it's gonna last 3 months. Oh gosh, it doesn't even say how you can lower it. Oh,
Probably can't.
boy. All right.
How much blood pool is
So
this taking for him to do this stuff? Is it taking blood for him to?
let's see. So it's 1 blood. You spend a
Okay.
blood point for each of these. So precisely when they manifest or what form the visions take up, I'm gonna make it up to UTD, like what he sees. But you get a -2 to all your dice pools for 2 turns after the manifestation. But it will persist for 3 months.
All
So,
right. Well,
TD.
let's see if I can beat that. So it is. Hit 5. Okay.
Yep.
It is courage and.
Yeah,
perception.
roll. Yeah.
All right. Difficulty how much?
So you rolled how many successes, TD? It was 5?
I rolled 5.
That's just months.
Yeah, that only,
Yeah, it doesn't actually say.
Do you want him to roll against my skills, my overall skill?
What is your manipulation plus empathy?
My manip plus empathy?
Mhm. So I'll make that difficulty. Looks like
6.
5. 5? 6?
Yeah, but it's 5.
Mm-hmm. So roll again, so 5 diff.
Oh, good.
You do roll. Actually, no, it negates. So
Yeah.
you get a critical failure, but. Alright, TD, so what visions do you inflict upon Victor, and what do you say?
So, Graviel just closes his eyes and just lowers his head a little, and he just begins to whisper, just loud enough where Victor might be able to hear it as he's beginning to take off. And he just whispers, manipulation, deceit, control, obey, things of that nature. And the image that he's projecting to Victor is this being here just dominating him, and the feeling of despair Victor has is similar to that of how he felt under the Tremors, and he's just heavily trying to really get that through to him.
So you can choose to ignore it. But it is like it's going to become worse. Kind of the mocking and that sense. But how do you react to this, Victor? As you do still fly over. If Moses is stopping you.
Wincing and in pain.
Ah, out of my head, Spaniard.
Continues to try to fly forward.
I think Moses is gonna leave.
He's going to what, sorry?
Leave.
Oh, okay.
He heads to the door kind of at the same time Victor does, and he doesn't try to stop him. He just steps over the salt, turns around, and looks at the beast man. You are making a mistake. He doesn't wait for a reply, and he just books it away.
And Graviel, upon hearing Victor growl out at him, he's going to move unnaturally quick to get to the door. And he just calls to him, I apologize. This is something I try to do for your own good. I darts out the door.
All right. Oh, Victor, you are now at the door. 2 of you have left, and it is only Gabriel, the woman, and Victor.
Yeah, I sweep the salt away as quickly as I can.
And she smiles and walks over to you with kind of an outstretched hands towards you. Thank you. It feels much better to be able to leave. Now, for that promise I made. And she smiles widely. And she kind of reaches almost into herself. Looks like she digs her hand into her chest. And she pulls out this small green orb. She extends it to you, Viktor. Consume this, and it will give you the power to destroy your enemies and have others follow you. Make others follow you if you wish. Now, I have, over my time, acquired the necessary ingredients, rituals, in order to create more of your kind, if you so wish. But, of course, that is up to you at this point, as it is a very painful experience for one to go through. But, if you'd like, you can create an army of others to take out your former masters.
Yes.
Yes. He'll reach out to the whatever the green thing is and just quickly eat it.
Let me just whisper you something. See. Alright, what are the two of you doing once you've left?
Oh boy.
Back in the alleyway.
Yeah, Graviel just moves to catch up to Moses, which I'm sure was not that difficult. I don't think Moses really left with any haste. He just comes up behind him. I failed. I tried to stop him, and I feel I've made a horrible mistake.
This is his choice. He is no dog anymore.
No, he is not. But he may be once again a dog. He may fall slave to this thing.
And it is his choice. I will not try to stop one from making his own choices.
I'm not entirely eager to see what this means, and this is very regrettable.
He nods. I suggest that you head back to the sheriff's manor. I will confront Viktor when he arrives and speak to him. If I do not come this night, tell the sheriff what has happened.
Graviel nods. I don't know that it is entirely wise that you face Viktor alone. One of us should at least return and make the rest of the kindred aware of what is transpiring.
And that is what you ought to do.
Graviel closes his eyes and nods. Viktor, perhaps lost to us.
Perhaps. Go now.
Graviel nods. Jet, I shall go. Good luck to you.
This
Graviel turns and begins to walk away.
Moses heads to the end of the alleyway, just kind of leans against the wall, waiting to see if Viktor comes out anytime soon.
Alright. And Viktor, I'm giving you that overview. A whisper of getting. So, are you going to continue to stay there? She's letting you leave. You're not stuck there, as you've done what she's asked. She's given you what you wanted, and she also runs to the back room and produces a ritual scroll rolled up and sealed with the 5-pence wax seal that was on the invitation originally. Now, I know you can't perform probably any of these rituals, but I will teach you in time. I will assist you in creating your family.
Yes. Family.
Kind of looks at his hands.
I must seek a new refuge. The others. They will turn against me.
They might turn against you, yes, but maybe seeing that you can leave here easily, they will have a change of heart. You never know. If not, I think Moses would be one of the ingredients to be making more of your kind. You can bring him here, maybe staked, incapacitated, torpored. We can use him.
I must go.
Feel free. I will be here unless someone comes banging down my door. Then I won't.
Victor will get up and put his hand to his forehead and push his way out the door.
Alright. Oh, wrong place, guys. But
Fancy meeting you boys here.
not bad. We're already there. So, Moses, you see Viktor coming out of the entrance to Hell's Kitchen. And as the door opens, you hear the racket actually start back up and quickly die down as the door closes behind Viktor.
Yeah, Moses is just kind of leaning there, not trying to stay hidden at all. Just watching him approach if he does, or walk out.
And just sees you, pauses for a moment, but then Victor begins to hand on head start walking down the alleyway.
Moses kind of speaks up as he gets closer. Well, did she give you what you wish?
Yes. Everything that was promised.
Well then, what is it you will do next?
I'll have to change my spot in the catacombs. The court is familiar with it. Once I've done that, I will seek potential recruits to become my new family, my army. Step by step, I will do this low-key for as long as I can under the noses of the court, until I am ready to take Paris.
Interesting. Just kind of looks up at Victor, doesn't really say anything for the moment. And what will you do when you take Paris? Who will fall?
Those that oppose me, I seek not to control. I seek to control a domain. I would let those under my domain run rampant as they please. These foolish restrictions we have. Socializing at parties. Pathetic. I would let those who have a beast be a beast. I would have no fear. I respect our current prince, but he caters to those fools too much. We are animals, we are beasts, we are monsters. We should be as monsters. We should not pretend to be prey.
Yes. Perhaps you're right.
The power she has given me, the army I will create, the children I will sire. I will have great power in this place soon. Those who helped me in this goal, I would never forget their contributions. You wish for a castle, Moses? I will give you this entire city. My domain will spread.
What about the Spaniard?
As I said, those that oppose me,
He's rubbing his head.
they will die. He has already transgressed against me once, just now. And I have a feeling I will not soon forget this sensation. But I have come to respect him to some degree. Though he is a fool for caring about prey, he does have power. I would give him the opportunity to stand beside, or die in my way.
Do you think that the court would suspect if you went to the prison and hid there, right under their nose, as you say?
I don't see why they would ever return there.
Very good. Is that where I may find you then?
For now, I will leave a trail that only you can follow, if I must change my decision.
And what will this trail be?
A conversation with a demon. I will let her know where I travel. The others will fear to tread here. They sent us here because we don't matter, Moses. You know that. No one would ever think to come here. Not even the most powerful in our court. I will tell her. And she will tell you if you must seek me.
Scratches his chin. Eh, you may have interactions with this demon, but I would rather not. He may have given you power, Beastman, but I wonder what she took. It is not me to say or to judge what another does, so long as I am kept from harm, my plans are not ruined. Feel free. Kill all, kill any, it matters not to me. That is why I do not try to stop you. It is not my business to stop you. You are your own thing in this world. You're not controlled by the Chimera when you made the choice. You made it on your own. That is all I could give you. That's a respect. Now, I do not know if such a thing is still true. He kind of shrugs. You have made your decision.
Yes. If any part of the promise is broken, believe that I will not be the only one who pays for it. The demon shall pay as well, though I think that she means what she says, at least for now. We will
Let me
see.
ask you this one thing. When a creature of power gives you a gift, do they do it without thinking that you shall repay their favor? Anything. One of our kind, one of her kind, even mortals. I have never seen it.
I will find the price to pay. If I must pay it, then I will. To see the Tremere tremble. It will be worth everything.
Takes a deep breath. Very well. If there is a way I can communicate other than communicating with her, I would. She unsettles.
Very well. I will be at the prison. Otherwise, I know of your domain. I will stop in, perhaps.
Yes. One of my herd perhaps can help you. If I am not there. What I should. Very well, I will speak to the Spaniard and see if I can keep him from speaking of this for the time being.
I appreciate this, Moses.
He nods. Hopefully you are still you when I see you next.
Myself and more. Myself and more, my fellow predator.
Smiles, turns, and speeds off. Without another word.
And where's Moses going?
Let me think about that for a second. I haven't decided.
No worries. If you want
Yes.
to take your time, we are actually going to switch over to
Yep.
Graviel, who looks like he wants to make a quick stop off at his home. Graviel heads home to his room. Tadian, what do you do?
So Graviel makes his way up into his room, holding only the single candlestick lit over here. He kneels down in the middle of the room. He closes his eyes. Anatoly, show yourself to me. I know you are there. Come to me.
And rather reluctantly, it seems, from the doorway to your room, in comes your mentor and friend, Anatoly. He doesn't look to be the happiest. No smile really on his face. He has his arms crossed. Hair looks not as nice as usual. It's a bit disheveled. Yes, Graviel.
Graviel, still kneeling, looks up to Anatoly, sadness in his face and in his eyes. I assume that you know what is happening.
Now, I know you think I know everything, and usually I do. But unfortunately, in this case, I'm a little bit out of the loop.
Well, we went to the Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
We were met there with a being of great power.
Oh, was it the girl?
The girl, the woman. She offered to strike a bargain with us, with any of us. You see, she had been trapped within that bar, or inn, or tavern, or whatever it was. And she sought to make a deal if one of us would remove the line of salt, barring her inside. And regrettably, the beast man, I believe, took a deal, took the bargain. But I cannot be certain, but it seemed as though he was very set on doing something like this.
So, damn it. He frowns, looking to the side. He clenches and unclenches his fist, face twisting into an expression you've never seen before. It's annoyance, disappointment. Of course.
The beast man seeks power.
And you did not take this deal, did you?
No,
This is
not accept any deals. Or I know that would be the undoing of myself and our kind and all of mankind. I'm certain of that.
well. What are you gonna do about it, Graviel?
That is why I sought you out. I need advice, Anatoly.
Advice on.
I need the power to be able to fight this beast man. If it comes to that, I need to know how can I defeat him. What will it take? What do I need to do?
Anatoly sighs and crosses his arms, takes a hand and itches the back of his head. Well, first of all, you might have to make a deal with the metaphorical devil. Well, in this case, the opposite.
What do you mean?
And Anatoly walks over to you, towering over you. Does Graviel have a rosary on him?
Yeah.
He'll take the rosary into his hands and swing it in front of you.
Oh. How do I make a bargain with someone that I'm certain does not listen? Why would he listen to me?
Do you think I'm talking about God?
You are not?
No. No. I'm talking about his absolute followers. You met them.
Yes, I did. Is that wise?
No, it's not. It's not wise. It might kill you on the spot. Right when you approach the steps to the church. Depending on who is inside. Yes, depending on who is inside. You might just burn right when you approach, depending how powerful they are. As true faith is not a joke, Graviel. Those who believe in Christ have very strong convictions and very strong powers. It is even intimidating to me.
Well, I have my own points of view on the cross and on religion. I'm not so ignorant. I still have my faith. I don't think that will absolve me in their eyes.
Of course not. You're kindred.
A monster to them. That is your best advice then. There's no other way to obtain power to defeat this being, this monster.
You could always enlist the help of the others of the city. There's
No.
that. No?
Too many of them would be slaughtered.
You greatly underestimate your fellow kindred of the city, Graviel.
Perhaps. More like you?
Mean more like me.
Yes, more like you. More of our house.
Ah. Do you wish to enact a call to the rest to have this message travel along the Madness Network? And just for kind of clarification, the Madness Network is the kind of like a psychological connection that connects all Malkavians together. It's kind of a complex web of ideas being sent out, and occasionally big things do get broadcast. It's a bit cryptic, but usually other Malkavians kind of get the gist, and sometimes will come, depending.
Right. I think, yes, I think perhaps that may be one of my best options, unfortunately. I think that they will prize themselves above the lives of many others. Do you agree? They will seek self-preservation.
Yes. They will most likely seek self-preservation. Some of them might seek power out of it. There is a chance, if you tell them about it, that some of them may go to her side. A chance. Who knows?
Just I had not considered that.
But there are many other options, Graviel. I am, as I've said before, I am not here to tell you exactly what to do. It's always up to you. It's your choice. What you do affects what's going to happen. And with that, all that guilt weighs down on you. Graviel, do you wish to put the lives of your fellow clansmen at risk? The souls of your fellow clansmen at risk by bringing them here to the demon? Or do you wish to inflict pain and suffering upon humans that want to just worship their god? It's up to you, Graviel, who you want to live, not suffer, and who you want to die.
Is there no other way? And he just closes his eyes and looks down and begins to ponder. Is there more if I give in and give up a little more?
What do you mean, more?
If I let more of this madness overtake me, is there more inside that I can... Is there a deeper well, more power that I can access?
Well. Depending on how much time you would like to spend on this, you and I can maybe spend a few weeks together alone. I can assist in training you further, but you will descend most likely further into madness. Do you accept this, Graviel? As I know you hold out. You resist, but resistance, fortunately, is futile in this case.
Graviel puts his hands to his face and then grabs the cross back from Anatoly. He puts it to his forehead. This is what I must do. If this will spare the lives of countless thousands, millions, however many there are. I care not so much for our kindred, so much as I care to stop this and stop the madness, and stop the suffering and the pain, and do anything that I can to eliminate this threat. And he looks back up to Anatoly, and you can see there's a great amount of regret and sorrow in his eyes. He sighs deeply. I accept this, Anatoly.
Anatoly smiles widely and extends his hand to you. Come. We have much to do.
Graviel begrudgingly takes him by the hand and pulls himself to his feet.
And Anatoly takes you and walks towards a wall. He extends his hand, and basically it looks like almost reality kind of bends at his will. Like it is but a plaything to him. And inside he steps, and he brings you with him. And now, yeah.
I was just gonna say, Graviel just shivers as he takes the descent deeper into madness.
And now we are change the scene over to Moses, and Moses, you wanted to meet back up with Sir Umber?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. One fine. This light. What is it? Okay. So, Sir Umber, you have been, you know what's been going on. You have led the elder priest kind of off on a bit of a chase to have them thrown off the scent of following you as they had been in pursuit. The younger man continued to follow Moses, Viktor, and Graviel, but the older man followed you at a distance, and he continued to keep his distance. You kind of walking him around the alleyways. And finally, after quite a few hours, you meet back up close to where you originally left. And there you meet up with Moses.
Yeah, Moses appears to be searching for you, and then he spots you and kind of walks towards you. You're there. That old one, is he still following you?
I think I lost him. These alleys can be tricky for people.
He actually frowns. Well, where did you lose him? Let's go find him.
He should be back that way I came. No doubt looking around.
Go seek him out.
And with that, he'll turn around and lead Moses back towards the way he came.
Yeah, as you're traveling down, you can see very dejected, confused, slightly angry-looking priest, leaning against one of the barrels, looking down. He looks to be quite upset. And he looks over at the two of you and kind of springs up, stumbling back slightly. What? I wasn't following you.
You do not lie very well, priest.
Not at
used,
all.
Not used to lying, vampire.
I want to know what you know about this woman.
What woman? The demon?
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of the information that we hope to gain from looking at prison was removed. Fortunately, we don't have much.
How do you know that this demon has come to be? Tell me everything you know.
Well, we've been keeping tabs on the group to see what's going on. We knew something when we saw all of you with Father Ezekiel. That man in that alleyway. We followed. Much behind, we followed them. We knew we couldn't take them on. Just a small group of us. We went back to regroup, recruit. Anderson was not happy. We went back a few days later and everything. They're all destroyed. The book was gone.
The book, you say?
Yeah.
What do you need the book for?
Find out how to send her back. What's her name, really, mainly? It's in there. That's the most important thing.
Hmm. And with that, he'll smirk. I may have seen the book.
And he perks up and his eyes wide and he takes a few steps forward towards you. Where? Do you have it?
Perhaps. Picked it up. Some pages missing.
Which ones?
Oh, I'm thinking the ones you may need. And with that, he'll reach in and grab the book and hold it in front of the priest.
He'll take another few steps forward, extending his hand. Then once it gets close, he retracts it, kind of realizing what he's doing. He frowns. What do you want for it? I know your kind likes to take things.
Moses actually reaches over and tries to snatch the book out of Sir Umber's hands.
Sir Umber will move aside a click and give him a glance. Do you want to see this book?
I want you to not give it to this priest.
Oh, who says I was going to give it to the priest? I just let them know it's in safe hands. And with that, he'll hand Moses the book.
Is it written in a language I can understand?
Yes, you can read it. So, you can read Latin, right?
Probably.
Let's see, do you have academic? You
Oh,
don't, you
probably
can't
not.
read this. You can't
Okay.
read anything.
Would you like me to read it to you, Moses?
Wow.
Kind of looks at you. It does not have her name in it? Is that what you say?
Well, the peculiar pages that are missing, the ones that seem to aid us in sending the demon back, seem to be missing. As far as name goes, I haven't got much time to look at it, so to speak, to see if there's something listed in it.
It's kind of frowns.
But I don't think it'd be much help in the priest hand. I think we'd be better off with it. But I wouldn't mind sharing some knowledge and receiving some knowledge for it, priest.
What do you want?
Well, simply, we could go over the book together. And in return, I may need something from you.
What exactly do you need from me?
Easy, priest. I'm not the devil. I don't make deals that don't benefit, and I don't make deals for your soul. We have a shared interest in this demon right now. I think we would both be quite happy with it gone. I just don't want you and your men traipsing over there and ruin it for us.
Fine. Let's read this book together. He just grimaces when he says the words together.
I think the more minds we have dealing with this demon, the better.
Perks up slightly. Oh, you wish to have more minds? Do you wish me to invite more of my compatriots?
Do you think that would be wise?
Of course.
And he'll look over at Moses and kind
Of course, he would think it would be wise.
Well, let's see what we have first. And then if we have to, we'll invite your friends. Who knows? Maybe we'll get along great. Or maybe we'll all be famished. But for right now, I would think it'd be wise just to be a small little group. Don't need a bunch of people mucking around.
Perhaps we should meet on the morrow. At night, of course.
Of course. At night. I am in agreement. I will let the head priest know I have to step out for the evening.
Sounds good. We will find you and bring you to where we need to be.
And he points over to the church. As I said, I'll be there, or around there.
Most excellent. Then till tomorrow, priest.
Till tomorrow. And he'll turn heel and start walking towards church. He seems a bit dejected, a bit nervous as he leaves. You can kind of smell it off him too. But soon he turns down dark corridor and he's gone out of both of your eyesights.
Mankind is so feeble.
Do not worry about him. A tool means to an end. Let us find the Spaniard. We have issues to discuss.
Yeah, so let's go.
And keep that book. Or, no, we gave the book to him, is that correct?
Negative.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
So where are the two of you going?
I'm going to go where probably the most obvious place that somebody would come in to go back to the sheriff's manor, so I can catch them before they... I'm basically waiting for Graviel, assuming that he's going to come back. If he doesn't, eventually go home and go to bed before the sun comes up.
Yeah, so you, as you don't know where the deputy's manor is, but the deputy's manor, yes. So you go back there.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, sorry. So it's just the two of you there. So the two of you wait there for a while, and eventually in comes, it's about half an hour later, in comes the Sheriff Galloway, and he looks to the two of you. Oh, is it only you two left? He looks back and forth between you, a bit worried.
They went on their own business for the night.
So I assume everything's handled since you're alive?
Oh no, you mistake me, Sheriff. You see, we met these priesthood and we had to be careful. They were watching the place. We could not move on it.
Ah, shit. Oh, you can stop calling me Sheriff now. Friggin' Seneschal. Apparently the prince thinks I'm incompetent. Just air quotes. Looks like they're looking for a new one now.
Yeah, we all must deal with the hands that are dealt to us, Sheriff.
Unfortunately, I don't think the group of you did a fast enough job for me to get any commendations for this. He looks more annoyed than anything.
Well, I suppose you could have, well, done it yourself.
Why would I do it myself? Got you guys to do most of the work.
Yes, and such a good thing it came to you, huh?
Yes. Good point. So it looks like you'll be reporting directly to the Seneschal now.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
Is he here?
No, he unfortunately went home for the evening. Back to his haven.
Good then. I shall speak to him tomorrow night.
Alright, well, glad you guys aren't dead. There's that at least.
Yes.
Kind of walk off and throw a hand behind him and put his hands in his pockets as he leaves.
Moses just kind of rolls his eyes. Well, it is just us for the moment.
What do you think the chances of Graviel coming back to here?
I thought it was good. Perhaps not. I will not wait. I have things I must do before I retire for the night.
Sounds like a good plan.
May I see the book, please?
And you'll pull the book out and hand it back to Moses.
Moses actually flips through the pages and takes something out of it, closes the book, and kind of tosses it back. Doesn't rip anything out. It's like a loose piece of paper.
Oh, find something with interest.
No. He turns and walks out.
William will go over and pick up the book he tossed and keep it. And walk out as well.
Before the dawn arrives, to the four of you, though Graviel's a little bit occupied at the moment, so really to the three of you, is there anything you wish to do before the dawn comes?
Say I'd let Viktor go first since he's not sitting around.
Rather than going to move some of my more important trophies from my current haven over to the prison. Nothing really.
Oh, well, you successfully, and no one notices you unless is Leander still squatting in your place?
That's up to him. But I'm whether he's there or not, I'm probably not going to give him too much of a word at this point. I don't know that I can trust him.
All right,
That could be something I go over with Demi if he plays.
Oh yeah. So you successfully move whatever you need to over to the prison, clearing out your haven beforehand, and setting up a new.
Let me ask a question from an out of character perspective, since I don't remember, or maybe I missed that session. The pages that were ripped out of the book, we have no idea who has those. Is that correct?
It's correct.
Okay.
Anyone doing anything else?
Nope. Going to ground.
Yeah. With that, TD?
No, sorry.
It's okay.
Well, what was I gonna do?
Yeah, really. With that, the day comes and the screen fades to black.
My friend is a demon worshiper.